Good morning, students. The topic for the today is holozoic nutrition in human. In case of the human, being a complex multicellular organism, it has a specialized structure for the process of digestion absorption. That is the human digestive system. The human digestive system comprises of two major parts. One is the alimentary canal and other is the glands which are associated with them. The alimentary canal starts from the mouth and completes up to the anus, which contain esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine in between it. The major gland includes the salivary gland, gastric gland, liver and the pancreas. If we observe the diagram, we will see the first part is the mouth, also known as a buccal cavity. This buccal cavity contains the two major structures or the organs. One is a teeth and other is a tongue. Followed by we have a long tube, that is esophagus, running from the mouth till the stomach. It passes through the cavity that is called as a chest cavity or the thoracic cavity. So this tube is around 21 centimeter long in average human being. Followed by we have a structure, J-shaped structure, which is called as a stomach, large sac which stores the food, whatever the food we ingest. Now you can see the stomach leads into a curved C-shaped tubule, that is the small intestine. The first part of the small intestine is known as duodenum. Followed by we have a jejunum and followed by the ileum. So the small intestine consists of three regions: jejunum, duodenum and ileum. Duodenum is the C-shaped around 25 centimeter long tube. Followed by we have a two region, that is jejunum and ileum, which are around 6 meter long. So this long intestine provides the large surface area for its absorption, which we will discuss in the later part also. Followed by we have a large intestine. Small intestines leads into a large intestine. The first part of the large intestine is known as cecum. That is the sac. From that sac, a small outgrowth, blind outgrowth comes out known as appendix, also called as vermiform appendix, which contains the bacteria which provides vitamin B and K for us. But sometimes some infecting bacteria may also enter this and cause the infection. That infection is known as appendicitis, C-I-T-I-S. Now, large intestine has a three region. One going up is known as ascending colon, whereas which is going from right to left is known as transverse colon, whereas which is going downward is known as descending colon. And then we have a part that is called as a rectum, which stores undigested food for the time being or for temporarily. Followed by we have an opening which is called as a anus. Along with this we have a valves that are called as a sphincters on both sides of the stomach. They help to regulate the flow of the food from the esophagus into the stomach and from the stomach into the intestine. So along with that, if you can see, we have a two gland which are associated, very large gland which are associated with the intestine or the digestive system. The one of the gland is a liver and the other is a pancreas. Along with that, we have a salivary gland in the mouth region also. The liver being the largest gland in our body, although it do not produce any enzyme for the breakdown of the food, but it produces a secretion known as a bile, which is stored in a small sac known as a gallbladder. So the major function during the digestion is the production of the bile. The further function we will describe in the later part. So if the one comes to describe the various parts of the human digestive system, these are the parts you have to describe. Now coming to the parts of the digestive system, the first part, as we have seen, is the mouth or the buccal cavity. It contains two major organs, teeth and the tongue, along with the gland that is called as a salivary gland. Tongue has a very important role, that is a gustatory receptor which has a sense of taste. So you taste the food, whether it is palatable, have to be ingested or not to be ingested, on the basis of the tongue. Followed by, we have a teeth which helps the breaking down of food into a smaller pieces so that it can be easily swallowed. You have already studied in your smaller classes or the lower classes that we have four different types of the teeth: incisors, canines, premolars, and the molars. So these have a different function. Incisors have a cutting, canine is a tearing, which is not most affected in our case because we don't have a canine type of a food habits or eating flesh, raw flesh. Followed by, we have a premolar which helps in the grinding of food, and the molar also have the same function, that is the grinding of the food. So these are the four different types of the teeth which you found. Followed by, we have a tongue along with the saliva. It helps in the properly mixing of the food, or you can say the rolling of the food within the mouth so that it can be making soft and easily ingested into the next part, that is the fat. The saliva secreted by the salivary gland contains large amount of the water which softens the food, make it slippery so that it can be easily ingested. But it also contain a very important enzyme, that is a salivary amylase or ptyalin. This enzyme digests or converts the whatever the starch we eat into a sucrose or the maltose. These are nothing but the small molecules which contain two or three molecules of glucose or other types of the sugar. So these are the major function. If you can see, mouth helps in the intake of food, teeth helps in the chewing and grinding, tongue help in the rolling of the food, tasting of the food is there, followed by a salivary gland is there which helps in the making this food soft. By the help of a tongue, it can be pushed down in the sense into the pharynx region or the neck region, and the salivary amylase which is present in the saliva breaks down this starch into a small chains of the sugar or the maltose containing the two molecules of the. From the mouth, the foods enters the oesophagus, passing through the pharynx. As the food enters the oesophagus, it starts its journeys towards the stomach. But this is carried out by a rhythmic contraction of the muscles of the oesophagus, which pushes the food forward in the sense towards the stomach. And this is by the rhythmic contraction, just like we are squeezing the things out of the packet. Similarly, the muscles contraction makes the food to move towards the stomach. This movement is known as peristaltic movement. This pushes the food into the stomach, but during when the food is passing through the esophagus, the salivary amylase is still acting on the food particles. So it is still broken down into a smaller pieces. The process of the digestion is still taking place in that region.